Greetings, YouTube. It's interesting. We lost Realm of Champions, which, I gotta be honest, was, from the get-go, to me, like a weird knockoff MCOC that was destined to fail. My biggest argument for why it was destined to fail was that if you're creating champions nobody knows about, why would you want to download it? The whole reason why I downloaded MCOC was because I saw a Venom suit Spider-Man, which reminded me of one of my favorite TV shows in the 1990s, the Spider-Man animated cartoon show, which is somehow like almost 30 years old. Maybe it is 30 years old. Actually, I think it is 30 years old. God, I'm old. So I think Kabam has learned from that because as recognizable as Marvel champions are, especially now that the Marvel Cinematic Universe is, well, also 20 years almost old. I guess about 15, more like it. What's more recognizable than Disney? That's what the buzz is all about. And the Mirrorverse game that Kabam has created and launched this summer has a huge amount of interest from several players, including my man Silver Fox, who, shout out to Karate Mike, was, I guess, streaming this, and Silver Fox got curious, downloaded it, and has been playing it. And he says for the moment, and those are the key words, it's a lot easier to jump into, and it's certainly a lot cheaper to jump into than the Marvel Casino of Champions. Now, that doesn't mean that it's going to stay that way. But, the game has started off like MCOC with some basics. Guardian Store, Crystals, Alliances. It's really fascinating to see they've got their own Discord invitation. You can buy crystals that automatically give you 5-star champions as the top prize, which is already way more than MCOC started off. You would think you would have started off with maybe like premium disappointment crystals, like 2 to 4 stars, but maybe they know that MCOC players are used to having 5 stars now as kind of the minimum. But look at how the crystals are opened. Like, the amount of graphics that go into a crystal opening here are crazy. This also feels, kids, like an acid trip, I've been told, from the 1960s. So, look at that. Anger. I guess you could say that crystal opened from the inside out. So, this feels like a mixture between MCOC, but also like some of the Kingdom Hearts games to me a little bit. And I say that as a Kingdom Hearts noob. So for those of you who are obsessed about it, are like, no, how dare you compare the two? I'm just comparing like the aesthetics more than the gameplay. You've got orbs. And again, is that Rapunzel? You got Jack Sparrow. The thing about Disneyverse is there's arguably more characters than the Marvelverse. And certainly more decades of people to draw from. Look at how you just stitch that up. But level 9, level 10, level up. You can get to level 25. Like, you can tell Kabam really spent some time and effort designing these characters. They literally look incredible. Doesn't have a Mickey Mouse yet, though. Apparently that's a big disappointment. I gotta be honest, I know a lot of these champions, but also don't know some of them. Baymax and Scar being in the game is amazing. So you can create an alliance. In this case, it's the Pride Lands with Mufasa as the tag. And you can see you got gold and energy, orbs. It's really fascinating. Like, yes, you can see the similar layout even in the chat at the bottom, but there's also so much of a different detail. Now, maybe if I wasn't a full-time college professor and was just a full-time YouTuber, Lord help me if that was the case for my mental health and pocketbook, I probably should jump in on this right now. But I don't even have time to play MCOC like I want to half the time. And so I'm probably going to ride that ship until it sinks, and then by then I'll be way behind in this game, and I'll be done. Also, I'm sure if MCOC dies, people say, "Why are you playing another scam game? You hack." Good point. So here we have 5-star Stitch. You got 4-star Maui, 4-star Jack Sparrow. You see there's different, I guess, classes too, just like MCOC. Judy Hopps is in here. Tiana. But even like the animation for that is pretty incredible. The genie. Shout out to the genie. And they haven't even begun to tap into the Disney lore. Now, a lot of companies have tried and failed to do similar games. I'm fascinated by the Nickelodeon one that's sort of like Super Smash Bros. Is supposed to be. I don't even know if I'll play it. I just loved 90s Nickelodeon. Shout out to all you 90s kids who watched Stick Stickly and Face every day. New York City, New York State, 10108. Man. But, I mean, I'm not going to lie. They look like they did a really good job with it. Like, this looks like a professional game that I'd be excited to play. Realm of Champions look like a knockoff you'd see at some black market shop. And so now he's just sent the image of his roster. I still think, hey, 5-star Stitch. It's just it's like I said, it's similar, but it's very, very different than what we're used to seeing. And my guess is kind of like MCOC. And you can see there's supply runs. There's events. I'm actually going to hide my webcam real quick so I'm not blocking anything. There's events. And so you can enter a melee, a story, a dungeon. Now I know why we went to incursions, so that dungeons could be part of this game. Moat Madness. And then different difficulty levels. I still think that whole join us on Discord is a fascinating strategy. And then yes, they've got exclusive hero bundles. Who would have thought it? Look at me. I could be making offer grade reviews for this game. I'm just losing out on a bunch of content. But like I said, I don't really have the time to play MCOC. Nevertheless, do this. So my mental health is a struggle on a good day. I would go from being a high-functioning sociopath to a low-functioning sociopath if I played this game. Bizarre, Stardust. Stardust absolutely sounds like a drug. You gonna try some Stardust? No, I'll just stick to the game. So there you go. Sorry, Silver Fox, we're getting close to 10 minutes, so I wanted to show everything you sent because you were nice enough to record it, but I also want to make sure I'm not just stalling for the sake of making the video longer than it has to be. Let's get down to business is a good reference. Man, that text does look a little jank. Anytime you've got different colors of text in news. But he's done all this in just a couple hours. So, pretty cool. Well, Mr. Silver Fox, thank you. And shout out to Karate Mike for inspiring him in the first place to download the game. Do you play it? Do you have any interest to? Again, if MCOC wasn't my life, maybe. But I'm going to ride that ship till it sinks. And then, who knows? Maybe retire from YouTube. I don't know. Either way, thanks for watching. Have a good one.